So let's go ahead and get started with our extract.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so Jill's going to be making the extract. I'm going to do a little talking while she's doing a little making of the extract. So we've got two of our favorite vanilla beans. So we've got our Ecuadorian bean. And for those of you who have tried Ecuadorian, it's like a plum, apricot, fruity vanilla bean. It's wonderful, and it's got a really bold fruit taste. And so if you're making Ecuadorian vanilla extract, it is great for like high fruit desserts, like pies or tarts, or things where fruit is the predominant flavor and you want to accentuate the fruit. An Ecuadorian bean does that. Yep. Then we've got my favorite, everyone's favorite, the Madagascar bean, right? This is the most traditional vanilla bean, straight from Madagascar. 70% of the world's vanilla came from there. This is your classic vanilla, buttery, sweet. It's kind of what you think of when you think of vanilla, you think of this. So we are going to make a blended extract today.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Ecuadorian and we're going to mix it with a little bit of Madagascar.
Yep.
So why do we do that? Because I don't want, for this particular extract, we're going into the holiday seasons and we're going to start making things like banana breads or crepes or cinnamon rolls or breakfast type items.
Well,
you know?
It's getting cold. I'm starting to feel a chill, and I'm starting to want to, make some of these fun things.
Yes.
Now that it's getting a little colder.
Our minds are kind of going to the holiday season.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you want a little bit of fruit, but not a ton. You don't want fruit to be the predominant, and then you want that classic buttery taste. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take part Ecuadorian, part Madagascar, put them together, and we're going to make an Ecuadorian Madagascar extract. And what's the spirit that you wanted to use this time?
Rum.
We are using a white rum, if I'm correct, or a silver rum, which is a sweet, basic rum, so we can go from there. So here's how it works. For all of you new people that are tuned in and watching for the first time, and you're seeing in the group all the different posts, so you have Vanilla Bean Day, when the vanilla beans arrive at your front porch, and there's pictures that are posted there. It's like, woohoo! Our beans arrive. So your beans arrive. We've got an ounce of Ecuadorian and an ounce of Madagascar.
Yep, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them open.
Now, everyone will tell you, she's cutting it open, save the bags, because when we take the beans out, we fill those bags with sugar. And then if you have a vacuum sealer, or you can just clamp them, you put the sugar in, and it'll absorb all that oil that's inside the bag.
You got to take a moment to savor the aroma, because it's lovely.
Yes, it is.
Try that one.
Our home smells like vanilla all the time, and this a Madagascar vanilla bean will always kind of be a favorite go-to.
Yeah.
It's just nostalgic. Like, that is sweet cooking every day for every holiday of the year, right? Now you've got Ecuadorian, and for those of you who haven't tried the Ecuadorian, they are bold and pronounced.
Yep.
Woo! And when you first smell them, you see why. Like, the fruit is really, really strong.
Yes.
Plums, apricots, a hint of cherry, but it's a really, really strong taste. And so if you're going to go all fruit and you want to use an extract, like we said, for like a pie, you use the Ecuadorian and nothing else.
And I've got blackberries coming out of my ears right now. We just it's a wonderful crop this year. And peaches, I mean, we're making pies and crisps. And
the blackberry crisp that we just barely had. And so for that, we used an all fruit extract. I think we used the Tongan for that one. And so now let's go ahead and divide it up. So these are 1 ounce pouches.
And, these are very different. Our Ecuadorian beans are quite shorter than our Madagascar.
Right, let's hold them up here so you can see. And this is why it's so important to weigh your beans when you get them. So here's a Madagascar, and here's an Ecuadorian, and you can see the size difference. I'll try to kind of let the light from the window show. But you can see the size difference between the two. So as a quick count, we've got 8 or so beans for an ounce of Madagascar, and we've got probably 12 or 13 for an ounce of Ecuadorian.
Yes.
So a scale is always important, right?
And we always sell by the weight.
We always sell by the ounce, because if you sell by the bean, and this is why you're cutting those, this is something, it came up this week and there was a lot of chatter. There are a lot of websites out there that are telling you to count the number of beans. There's a lot of videos out there that tell you to put like 2 beans or 5 beans or 10 beans into a bottle of vodka and wait. And probably the number one comment we get from new people is that they've joined, their extracts have been extracting for like a year, but it's still very boozy and very alcohol-y, and it's not even that dark. And typically typically what we see is that they got their instructions from someone who said, put 5 beans in a bottle of vodka, and it's that general. If you go to our website and you look at the vanilla extract making instructions, we follow the FDA guidelines for our recommended at-home extract making, which is roughly, rounded up just a little bit, 1 ounce of beans for every 8 ounces of alcohol. So because the bean size is different, you gotta weigh your beans before you put them in. We sell them by the ounce, so it's simple. You just get it, it's 1 ounce. You can put that in 8 ounces of alcohol and you're good to go. Okay, so you are fast.
The thing about this is you get to choose if you want to cut your beans, if you want to tie them, or if you want to put them in whole. Although because my jars are so small, we won't be putting them in whole. I guess you could put them in like this if you want, or you can just tie them in a knot like that.
As you're doing that, Starlet taught us that.
Yeah.
Pam made the comment.
Just put it in like that.
Yep, Pam made the comment, I think I need to keep a notebook of all these beans and their qualities. We have tried to summarize it on our website. If you go to the Vanilla Pure, the extract making section, there's a whole section that says, how do different vanilla beans taste? Go there and you'll see all of the different varieties of vanilla beans and their taste differences, so you can see them all lined up next to each other. I think we've got like 10 vanilla beans in there right now that we're currently offering. So you're tying the knots.
I'm tying the knots. The reason why we're keeping some of them whole is so you can use the caviar later. A lot of people will use that for ice creams, and so you want to be able to save some of the caviar, then you'll just tie them up or keep them whole. I like the little specks in my extract, so when we cut them here, you're going to get all of the
little specks
into your extract. So I am just going to half these.
So this
is the Madagascar, and now I'm putting in the Ecuadorian.
So roughly half them, putting them all in, and then there's, if you watch a previous video, we talk about the benefits of cutting versus the benefits of leaving the beans whole. A cut extract, or a cut bean, typically goes a little faster. Yep.
And then you just add the rum.
Amy DeLong Maine, we love you. Thank you, Amy. There's Amy posting links to the site.
Always helping
Amy is like our honorary helper. And we also want to give a special thanks to Starlet, who's moderating today. Starlet, we're so glad to have you here. And thanks for all the work that you do within our group and all the help that you provide our group members. And then to Maddie, as well as to Carla, our team, the people that you speak with on the phone. Thanks to everyone who's helping. It takes a lot of people to make these things work. So we've added the rum. These are 8-ounce ball jars, so we didn't need to measure it. We could just fill it to the top. We knew that we're getting 8 ounce of alcohol to the 1 ounce of beans, and that's it. And the reason that we're using these little jars today,
we are actually going to put these into our sous vide so you can see how it works later.
Yes, we are actually, when we get to the sous vide section, we're going to use these 2 extracts, and if we hold them up, so you can see the beans are in there, cut, some tied, and it's crystal clear. You can see right through it. So it's a silver rum, smelled great, half Madagascar, half Ecuadorian, and that's it. So if you don't use a sous vide method, which most don't, but many people are starting to and they're asking, you just put this now on your shelf in a cool, dry place.
Cool, dry place.
Wait a year, and August next year, you crack it open and you're ready for next year's holiday season, right as the season begins.
Wasn't that easy?
Easy. Super easy. Shirley, let's read some comments, answer any questions. Shirley says, this is amazing. It is amazing, Shirley. We couldn't agree more. New member and waiting for my beans to arrive. They're on their way. If you order through the co-op, they ship in about a month. And if you order retail, they get there a little faster. Amy's posting the Gingrich because we're going to get to what she's posting right there, the Gingrich method with the sous vide. Another member from Michigan, welcome. Lisa says, woot, I bought a sous vide for Christmas
awesome.
Just for this purpose. And that puppy is still in the box. I look forward to your demo very much. Wonderful. Where do you buy beans? We'll let the group members respond to that one. Ordered my 2 ounce of Indonesian and can't wait. Well, we can't wait either. Make sure you post how they turn out. And let everyone in the group follow along on your journey, right? We do this because it is just so fun to share the journey with everyone.